Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is Enzo. Today we are doing a channel update as well as doing some gameplay analysis of one of my prior games. In case you're wondering, workers have not returned to OpenFrontIO version 25. We might talk about this in a bit, but for this video, I want to walk you through some different updates with my channel about what's going on in the future. We're also going to break down some of this game. I know some people have actually liked my assessment after playing because I'm a little bit more specific with what's going on and explaining, because I know everyone here is watching my channel because I explain well and I never use filler words like and, dumb, or notable or something like that. So in this case, it is going to be a notable video. But to get things started, we're using kind of a classic spawn that I've really liked. For some reason, I just feel like other people don't kind of go for this area. I'm very concerned about that big kind of weird border being split. Be careful about that stuff. I don't see many people in games taking advantage of that, but you always got to be careful. If you get split at the beginning, it's just so doomed. So to get things started with kind of the channel update, I think probably some of you have likely noticed that there haven't been that many uploads for the past couple of days, and that's really different compared to, like, I think I've been doing daily, at least daily uploads for the past year. And in the, like, really recent history, like over this summer, I've had some days where I'm doing like a lot of them. Not that that's that exceptional for OpenFrontIO. So in terms of why I've slowed down, there's a couple reasons. I think for me, what I've kind of realized is that I don't know if I can play OpenFront for 4 hours a day. Like, a lot of OpenFront in these games, it's pattern recognition, and a lot of the patterns, they're getting similar. If some of you have seen like Mulkey, you can see that he got a little bit disillusioned with some of the recent OpenFront changes. If you have questions about like what are some of the downsides of like going to version 24 in like a more constructive manner outside of just like, it's a new meta, I don't like it, I could probably address it because I get the island gameplay stuff. But for me, I feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm one of those people who can just do the same thing like all the time. Like that I can just do like 4 hours of OpenFront a day. I don't think that's totally realistic. One of the reasons I did start playing a lot is because I felt like when my channel got started, like when it took off from that first OpenFront video, which is complete luck, even though I guess you could say I have found OpenFront. Like, it's not that good of a video. You saw the original February video. I was just so busy, like, as a PhD student. I can't even remember if, like, I've told you all this. Like, some of you probably know, with qualifying exams. And I don't even know how I uploaded. So I kind of wanted to make up for that this summer because the idea of making it on YouTube has seemed really cool. But I'm probably not in the, like, income range for my channel to totally make it yet. And just trying to grind out tons of content is kind of a lot in a game that's repetitive. I think a lot of us kind of realize that OpenFront can be really, really cutthroat. Like, when I first started doing stuff, there were so many, like, mean critiques of the game at me, but I think people are starting to realize, like, how much there is to pay attention to. So in any case, with the fall coming around, for those of you who are university students, as you see me trying to split Australia, it's not going to work because their primary territory is this one right here. If you want to know how splitting works, it's basically like if you cut off a piece of territory that's not connected to land and it's not the largest one, you can basically annex all of it and it can be a crazy good play. So most of this game you're seeing right here, it's basically just general alliance management. I think I have a sleeper cell right there. Yeah, you see it down on that area. So I'm just trying to pick off kind of the lowest hanging fruit around me. I'm not sure if I allied the other people on the other side. That would probably be good for just keeping myself safe. Drink water's probably not as big of a problem because I have some mountains right there. And you see that fucking sleeper cell. Is that not amazing? I steal his port, and he's basically got nothing to do. Little bit risky of how low I'm going there. One of these things with these games that you can always analyze in retrospect that a lot of OpenFront YouTubers don't always commentate on is troop management. Like, some of the things I've kind of learned as I've gotten, I think, a little bit better with commentary, which I'm sorry about, y'all. Is that I don't think, like, what people like, you might disagree with this, is all about just the most ideal gameplay. I think it's about telling the story. I think if you tell a good story and you don't point out the problems and no one else notices them, you're probably good. And guess what? Every OpenFrontIO YouTuber has things that I don't think they're noticing. But then again, OpenFront's a really tough game to kind of manage everything with. So with where my channel's at and kind of some other context as I get that type of efficiency annexation, Something that is also going on with me too that kind of relates to, I think, some of the quality of kind of my videos and stuff, is you see diplomacy breaking the #1 rule of open front. I don't know why I wouldn't be going for him. Maybe I'm just kind of thinking there's some other people here. So, oh yeah, and this is on the version of the game where they had these like stupid, horrible panels for how you go through stuff. He's pushing back and basically blowing up. Probably wanted to protect those 2 cities on the border. It makes a lot of sense. I don't really have that much risk, so I definitely think I can go for it. But this is the type of thing I think about with kind of improving an open front. It's kind of recognizing how much risk is okay and how much is like a bit lower. Like this is something I could do better in tutorials and talking about how much you do push and how much you do sit. Because you can see that my troop count went way low. Open front on one hand does kind of incentivize these big pushes because of the low 40% rate where you have your peak growth, but there's also big risk with that. But then again, all these games all have this type of risk stuff. You see that communication with Tyler. Just a general tip if you're playing these games, if you are communicative and you send emojis to people, I feel like they're more likely to recognize you're a human and not like just like try to like ruin your world. Like, if you're communicative, I just think it's better. So with our channel, this channel going forward, I'm still thinking about how much I want to upload and what's kind of realistic for me. Another kind of backdrop, as you see Tyler breaking the 1 rule of open front, one of the reasons why I might not betray him here is, like, in open front, I think it's a lot of things are about just choosing, like, not starting too many fights at one time, and I've got a good target right here. And given the communication from Tyler, that's also helpful. The other thing I'd say, too, is I might want to be using my gold. That's another thing I think I could do better in kind of, like, understanding, like, improving kind of my meta play. Like, when is it, or, like, even some of just my explanations of when is the right time to save. And it's almost, for me, like a feel at this point. So, back to talking about the future of my channel. Sorry if this is kind of, like, scatterbrained and stuff. I didn't plan this all out, and it's been a day or two. Even though I'm a PhD student, I'm actually taking a semester off, and it's not because I'm trying to make it on YouTube. It's because, I have some, like, kind of ankle issues that have, like, caused me a lot of pain, and it's making it hard to do a lot of stuff. And I think that also kind of relates to why I think some of my commentary and some of my videos hasn't probably been as clear. And that's the main thing I want to work on. So initially I was going to say, because I'm not doing, like, I'm taking 1 semester off, that you were all going to get more content. But I'm not sure, and I'm going to try to figure out what's the right balance, because I want to give y'all engaging content. I want to make it so that my commentary is better and there's less freaking filler words and just bullshit and just like, I'm gonna do this because I feel like it. This is a notable decision, right? So that's kind of where things are at. I would also say with this video, I want to thank y'all for, like, who have subscribed to the channel, who supported me. I got to 10K subs, I think it was like a week and a half ago, and I haven't done my 10K special. I was gonna do a Q&A, and for this one, I just want to keep it an open front Q&A. I already asked some people for some questions, but if you got one, you got this far in the video, let me know if you have one, and maybe I can help out, like, stuff about open front, like, some people are asking things about improving and stuff like that. With the Wawa guy here, this is a good push, getting a little bit of his infrastructure. Not sure how I'm going to play the entire kind of back and forth here. You can see I'm sitting on 7K gold, which there's pros, cons with that. I could be using that to extend my cap and stuff. Yeah, that's been most of the updates. So I think for the rest of this video, we're just going to kind of analyze some more of the BAIKALMAXXIng type of stuff. This guy's maybe Ultimus Rexing, hanging out in the game, taking him out. With these type of games on Baikal, I think Baikal is actually a pretty good map for beginners to somewhat intermediates to get better at the game, because it's not as complicated as others. One of the things with version 25 and how the game is progressing is the pace is really, really picking up. If you are wanting to try to get better, I would tell you that I might play on a map like Britannia. Baikal is a good map. I also like Greece. I think Greece is a good map to learn. I think, like, my channel has this type of learning stuff. Pushing on those defense posts is tough because it's just going to be a lot less efficient. Like, this guy, like, look at him. He put in so many freaking defense posts. The other thing, if you're new to the game, I think most people know this, like, defense posts do not stack, and some of those are probably overlapping. Here, I think I'm trying to get over sleeper cell agents, which really makes the Baikal map a lot easier. If you can get over these sleeper cell agents, just send out a boat, try to ally. It's also kind of like, there's some bullshit to this tactic. There's some evil freaking things you can do. And I'm just trying to sit up and basically keep good orange interest, if you look in the bottom left at where my pop is, while I take stuff out. Figuring out how to do that more ideally, I think, is part of improving. Holdout there is one of those people who is in that position who's getting all the freaking gold, and they're the type of people that gave me the idea for infestation maxing. So still gonna take out one target. The type of ideal thing I'm thinking about while watching this back is I already want to know what the expiration timers are on some of these other people, just to think about kind of next steps. With trade betraying there, maybe there was an opportunity. One of the kind of challenges with kind of taking him out at that point is probably I didn't have enough troops and some of his territories disconnected, that sometimes fighting people who have these different enclaves, and if he has a lot of gold, like, I don't want to eat a hydro and have a prolonged fight. Like, a lot of what I think is about, like, doing well in open front is figuring out how to have decisive victories, which isn't always super easy. So at this point, I think it's get up cities. I think I need some SAMs in different places. I don't necessarily know where the bombs are going in. That SAM probably isn't that good just because it's not around that much stuff. It's probably like a lack of like really recognizing that all those defense posts are not valuable. In open front, there's like so many things, like it's so visually freaking overwhelming with what's going on. So for me, in terms of kind of my priorities here, it's I want to get over a sleeper cell. I am in this competition with the Anon guy that I'm on a timer, and he's actually ahead. And given that this guy betrayed, oh, and I think this is on the 10-minute timer. This is before they even updated it to 5-minute. So that's actually even bigger of a deal, because on 10-minute timer, alliances almost mean something. When they're at 5 minutes, like in the current game, they're almost like non-aggression packs. It definitely speeds up the game. That's kind of part of it. So Skynet's going to take out this. I think kind of one of the things I've learned about Baikal is to do well on Baikal, I think you got to leave people in the game. And the people you leave in the game, they ideally are just on parts of the map that they don't have as much exposure. So leaving Skynet right there is probably not a good idea. I can also say this could be like one of those games where you might need to leave, like, I don't know, actually... It kind of depends. I feel like a lot of people on Baikal, they don't really, I don't know, like a lot of people when I play against them on split map scenarios, kind of like this one with the Anon 373 getting ahead, they don't realize they need to leave people. In retrospect with Skynet, I probably should have attacked them sooner. And what I would have done is I would have just like boated down the coast just so I could like leave a port or something in a more ideal position. What I've tended to do as I've gotten better at Baikal is I typically like hydro that like one island up there to the north that sometimes people like to hang out on. And what I want to do here is I just want to leave ports from some of these people. In retrospect, that's what I want to do. I think my boat got shot down there. I might have a sleeper cell or the dude pushed it out. To be determined. And I need to clean up my part of the map and make sure that things are kind of protected here, and make sure that I cut off this guy's trade, because I think that's the most key thing with Baikal. Baikal, I think most of us probably already know that the western side of the map has a little bit more territory, and the other things that I think are probably good to do on this type of map is get out a couple of warships in a few kind of scattered areas, just so that there is, that there's less likelihood of getting bamboozled by like a random boat, because that's the thing with everything to pay attention to. One thing that I think would be a really good improvement for Open Front is improving like kind of the notifications menu, because all the trade stuff is basically just spammed. Like getting notified your trade's getting stolen is good, but the green stuff isn't that helpful. So I think right here, I'm just checking to see if I do have a sleeper cell. And the things I'm thinking about in this game is I can't let this guy trade. Like I have a Merv. So if I get over there somehow, I'm probably pretty good. The Anon 125 dude, ideally I should have like tried to save like maybe like a port or something. You can see that one random green port from Tyler right there. So Tyler's just going to be with me. I think he's got enough ports that it can work, but like I think in more advanced Baikal gameplay, you're probably going to want to keep more people. That's some things you're going to see in like other games. You even see Tyler saying nice strategy. That's nice, Tyler. Besides this, it looks like I'm taking out the Skynet dude. Maybe I considered it a liability. Really, my only sustain is trading with Tyler. And part of the problem too is Tyler's probably trading with the enemy. And I can't remember at this point Yeah, I actually, since I do have Merv, it's just kind of a question, like, if I get over there, I should be good. But there's not really a way to do it at this point in time, so I think I'm gonna have to do it kind of like the old-fashioned way, that I'm gonna get over warships, and I think I even hydro this, like, I'm looking at the kind of right place, that if I can clear all that land, like, maybe I can be good. Flip side of this is Holdout is funding this other dude's economy, and he doesn't have that great SAM defenses. And some of you might have the opinion that SAMs should outrange, what is it? That they should outrange Hydros. I don't know about that. I think having counters to stuff is generally good. The other things I should probably be looking at in this game is just trying to think about degrading some of this other dude's capacity, potentially with missile silos. Because my kind of opinion is defense might be... like, offense is some of the best defense in games. I also see this boat sneaking down here. That's one thing you definitely want to be cautious of in these games, of, like, people sneaking those boats down on the bottom of the map because they're hard to see. And this one dude, Holdout, I just want to keep him down with suppressing fire. I don't want him to get any trade with the crown. And if I can get over, all I really need to do is launch the Merv, and I'm pretty much set. With Tyler there, like, in retrospect, I don't know what would be the best choice. Like, do I betray him? Because I can't tell. I actually do think his trade is going to the enemy. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't know in Open Front. I think I got to actually talk about it in my next tutorial. And I think over here with that one boat getting over, I think I'm probably good. With getting up SAMs under missile fire, it's really tough unless you have a lot of base. And since this guy didn't get a notification, I'm over here. All I do is pretty much launch the Merv, and that's going to reduce all his population, and that's pretty much game. So in these type of games, you got to pay attention to this type of stuff. That's how it goes. And I should be pretty good here. I think he's like full sending or something like that. At some point, since you've gotten this far in the video, I might show you this kind of funny... It's not funny. This exploiter strategy. I got to figure out what game I can actually show you it in. But in any case, that's my channel update. I'm not sure how uploads are going to look going forward. It's going to be a little bit more sustainable. Need some time to figure it out, but I'll just say thank you for the support. I've really appreciated it. And here's to a more sustainable look at Open Front in the future. Let's give Tyler that salute. That's a BAIKALMAXXING game, and we're at 76%. So all is said. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you like it. If not, totally good. And I will see y'all in the next one. So take care. Bye-bye.